So you have this, right? Budget should not exceed.
Yes.
So here the objective is going to be maximize the cost. So you have to maximize this value, maximize the cost. Okay. Maximize. One second. I made a mistake. Yo, that works. Hi, did you get that? Were you able to get that? Were you facing any issues? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Did you get everything? Were you able to solve this? Do you get this output or do you get something else? I want to set the value of total cost to 75,000. So I have made that over here. I've considered that value over here by changing the variables, these two, production cost and extra cost. Okay, because this is fixed 2,500. All right, and this extra cost will not less than 2,000. That's fine. And the last one is
So
over.
don't we have to put a constraint for that to fix the value 2500?
You can, but it's mentioned over fixed cost should remain at 2,500. So this hard coded. You can actually put it as equal to also and put that. Here I can make it as equal to this. I think it should work in that way. This will be equal to 1,500. It didn't change anything because it's fixed to 2,500. There won't be any change in this. I can manually do it or I can do it programmatically also. But you got the idea, you can use this solver in case you want to do, I think this is linear programming if I'm not mistaken. So now we're going to work on something. How many of you have used SQL before? Anybody use SQL? Anybody heard the term SQL? Okay, give me a minute. Just 1 second, I'm just trying something. Okay, so what we are going to do, so ideally, right, in Excel, when you look at the data, in Excel, if I look at this data, what I am doing is whenever I do a filter, okay, I have this in a structured format. First of all, I want to find out details of this ID. Okay, I want to find out, let's say I want to find out for this provider ID 23004, how many records are there. What I will do, I will filter it on 23004. I will get these 79 records. When this happens, so basically what I'm doing is I am trying to convert this data into something more in a logical way. So what you get is you can use something called as SQL. Instead of doing the filtering and stuff in Excel, you can use a language called as SQL, Structured Query Language. There is a format in which you write this. Okay. So you have a database within which you have tables. So you can think of this Excel file as a database, and each of these sheets that you have as different tables practically. Understood? I can call this Excel file as my database, and each of these sheets as a separate table per se. So you have a lot of softwares which are called a database management system. You might have heard of I'm not sure if you've heard of MySQL, SQL Server, Oracle database. There are different databases which are there. The If you plan to work in IT or any other field for that matter, you might have to use SQL somewhere or the other. Especially if you're going to be handling a lot of data, you will need to know database management system. You'll need to know SQL for that matter. Okay. So like I said, basic concepts. This sheet, like I said, is a table. This is a record. This one row is a record. And this one field, that is what you have, is a single field. Okay, so here you see this table has name, college, and contact number. This one record, so each of these is a multiple rows, multiple records are there. So here you see records for this unique ID 12001, 12087. Each of this is a record. Okay. This collection of these records forms this table. All of these together form a table. And one single field is called as a name. So here I see this DRG definition for 12001 is 039. Okay. That is what is a single item on the database. Single item on the data. So like this, again over here you have these fields, you have these records. Each of this is a field. So now what we're going to do, we'll see some basics of SQL. We'll try and see. I'm going to try and see if we can load some of that data in an online tool. But till then, we're going to try and use this. Just go to this link. Go to this link. There is a syntax in terms of how you write a query. Okay, there is a syntax in a way how you write a query, by the way. You guys have this? Have you opened this?
Yes, sir.
Alright, so here you notice I have written a specific format. There's a structure over here. The keyword select is to fetch data. So like we wanted to filter, I can, here what I'm going to do, the table name is customers. Okay. On the right hand side, you'll notice there is a list of tables mentioned over here. You have customers, categories, employees, orders, and everything. If I write the word star, I'm going to get all the columns. From is again a keyword. So whatever you see in blue are keywords. And then finally, you are writing the name of the table. Select star from customer. This is a very basic SQL statement. So if I run this, okay, I am going to get my data like this. I've got this. This table has all these fields: customer ID, customer name, contact name, address, city, postal code, country.
Sir, I don't have the table names and everything under your database.
Where you might see it at the bottom. If you go to the bottom, you might see it at the bottom. If it is not on the right,
No, sir, it's not there anywhere.
can you share your screen?
Yeah.
Can you just run the query? Run the query. The right में देखो आया.
अच्छा, okay. Yeah. Thanks.
So this is the most basic format of writing a query. Select star from customers. So can you try this for a couple of others? Can you try this for employees? And try it for order details and orders. Till that time, I'm going to try something.
So what is star?
Star indicates all the columns. So instead of the star, if I write, now I know customer name, right? So if I type, instead of star, I write customer name, it will fetch only customer name column. Star is telling me I want all the columns in this particular table. If I want two columns, I will put customer name, city. I have to put a comma between the two columns. So here I get customer name and city.
Okay.
I can choose only specific columns. I don't need everything. Did you guys try it? Any issues? Were you guys able to try that? Anybody facing any issues?
No, sir, no issues.
Give me 1 second. Okay. Now what we're going to do, so we have selected data for all customers. Okay, so I run this. I want this data for, let's say I want it for a particular country. Okay, let's assume I want it only for Germany. So what I will do, I'm going to write a clause which is called as where. I'm going to write country equal to Germany. Okay, I'm going to write this. I will get data only for Germany. Try this also. Try it for, so this is a text field. Okay, so we are writing a where clause. This is called as a where clause. Select star from customers where country is equal to Germany. In that same way, I can write postal code or whatever. I can write customer ID equal to, instead of country, I can write customer ID equal to 2. Okay. And if I run it, I'll get only that record for customer ID. So try these two options with the where clause. You can change the where clause. So here we chose the where clause for the country equal to Germany. Notice if it is a text column, it is text, you need to put it in quotes. The country is a text column. That customer ID was a number, which is why we did not put it in quotes. So try this too.
So you cannot have two where statements together.
Meaning?
I mean, I first put where country is equal to Germany, and then I put where customer ID is equal to 17.
So you can't do that. You have to use an AND statement. Only one where clause will be there. So if you want to add another condition, you have to put it and customer ID equal to 17. You have to use this AND.
Okay.
I'm also sharing another link. Okay, and I'm sharing an updated data structure which we'll use later once you understood some of the concepts. Everybody got it? Were you able to try it? Right. Now let's say I want to, instead of this one Germany, I want this data for, let's see, what was it? I want it for Germany and Sweden. Okay, so in my statement, what I will do, where country in bracket Germany, comma, Sweden. So now I get data for country and Sweden.
So what does it IN stand for?
IN is another keyword. So instead of here, right, I was using equal to. I can't put equal to like this. It'll give me an error. Because equal to is using only one, can use only one data element. Okay, one value rather. I want to give multiple values. So which is why I am giving this keyword in and I am writing it this way. So this in is a keyword which tells me that country value can take Germany and Sweden. I can even put Mexico. So I will get data by country and everything, whatever I want.
So also is everything case sensitive out here?
Yeah, ideally yes, it should be. Let me try if I get it this way. See, it will not come. Germany does not come. It is case sensitive. Anybody facing any issues? Are you getting what I did? So here also I can put an AND statement where country in this, and I can say customer ID greater than 10. So it's going to give me only customer ID which is greater than 10. And I can even say customer ID less than 20. So it will only give me those records where customer ID is less than 10 and greater than 20. In that particular range. There would also be a between. Instead of this, so this is one statement which I'm going to put over here. I can put customer ID between 30. How does this run? Is it? Whatever you're writing is called as a syntax. In coding also, if you know programming, you know there is a syntax. So the way you write it is called as syntax. Okay. So for these SQL statements also there is a syntax. Okay, so this I have written it between this way. Yeah. This is how I write between. It's the same thing. Instead of using couple of statements of customer ID greater than 10 and customer ID less than 30, I will use the between statement over here. Let me know once you have been able to try that. You guys able to try this? Anybody facing any issues getting this? Now I want to, so let's say I remove this AND statement. Like you have AND, by the way, you can even use OR, but we'll see that later. So now I use the where clause. I want to sort this data. I have this, I want to sort this data. I mean, as of now, the data is coming probably based on the customer ID, but I want to sort it based on the customer name. So what I'm going to do, after I have written my query like this, I'm going to use order by. Again, this is a clause order by customer name. I'm assuming that is also kind of sorted. If I'm not, no, it's not sorted. Okay. So if I do this and I run this, the data gets sorted by customer name. Instead of customer name, let's say if I put by city, so it will sort it by city. If I want to put it by country, the data will get sorted by country. Okay. I can use two columns to sort this. I have used country. I can again use city. So I'll put comma city. The only catch over here is that when you are sorting, whatever field you're using in order by should be present in your select statement. So let's say I use select customer ID over here and I put customer name and I put address. And now if I try to run this, I'm going to get an error. Why? Because ये भी चल गया. Okay, yeah. Okay, order by में चलेगा. It will not be in the group. Sorry, my bad. Yeah. So I can, rather if I use group by, it will not work in that. My bad. Sorry about that. So I can do it this way. I am ordering it by these fields. Okay, but I would rather go with the star. Order by customer and city, country and city. Did you guys try that? I'm going to try something else, by the way. Let me know once you're tried this one. I want to show you another example. You guys able to try the order by?
Yes, sir.
All right. Now let's go to another table, order details. I'm using this table because it has numbers. Okay, I'm using this table primarily because it has some numbers which I want to use to sum data. Okay, so if you remember in our table, in our IPPS table, one second. Okay, in our IPPS table we had data like this, right? We had, where is it called? We had this data, and what we were doing, we were summing these values, finding out the average and stuff of this. So here I'm going to try and get the sum. Okay, I'm going to try and get the sum of this quantity. If you notice over here, there are multiple orders with the same ID and the quantity is different. Okay, so if I actually look at it, 10248. So if I look at this order 10248, you can see that another table also has this ID 10248. Okay, and the product ID is 11, product ID is 42, product ID is 72. If I go to products, I'll see the product ID 11 is this. Then there is another product ID which was there. I don't remember the number. So here there are different products over here. So I just want to know that for one particular ID, what is the quantity that is being shipped. So I am going to use a clause called as group by. But first of all, what I want is I want order ID and I want quantity. This is what I just want. But I want one row for this, one row for each order ID, each unique order ID. So I'm going to put a sum before this quantity. And if I run this, I'm going to get I don't know how weirdly this works, but yeah, ideally this is not how it normally works in a normal SQL. It'll go to ask you for a group by order ID. Okay. So when I do this group by order ID, I will get all the orders and the value. So here when I remove this group by and I run this, it's giving me the total sum, which is not what I want. Okay, I want it to group by order ID. So you can think of this like a subtotal. Okay, just think of it, when we saw in Excel, we saw the subtotal, wherein it was grouping based on this particular order ID. Based on one particular field, we had mentioned that for these fields, change in any of these fields, you want to sum those values. That is what is happening over here. Okay, so you have this average sum. Instead of the sum, I can use, let's see if this works. Yeah, so here AVG works as the average. So here I'm using sum. I am summing those values. So for each of those order IDs, I am getting what is the total quantity which was ordered. By this, we're going to look at some more clauses next time. Okay, what we're going to do is on this site SQLite Online, SQLite Online, I don't know. Yeah. Okay, we will load our IPPS data and we will try and write a query to create the report that we had created in Excel. That is what we want to do. If you remember, we created that final report. Where is it gone? We created this report, if you remember. we are going to try and create this report using SQL, and you will notice how easy it is over here. But before that, we need to understand a little bit of SQL. So we have seen the where clause, we have seen and, we have seen in, we saw between, we saw group by. These are some of the things that we saw today. Was there anything else we saw today? Yeah, greater than, less than, we saw that. These are very basic SQL commands. Okay. So I suggest you try some of this also on your own. What I want you to do, I mean, if you can, go to this site SQLite online, upload your data and see if what analysis you can do using the similar queries that we did on our data, right? So here also you can select where is this? So I can actually drag a field, like ideally it should happen, but this doesn't happen like this. So total discharges greater than a specific number, greater than 200. Okay, if I run this, I get total. Oh, this is very weird. Mhm. By the way, can you mark your attendance? I want to check why this is pretty weird. Yeah, I'll check why this is happening over here. This might be something. Right. I'll try and figure this out. Okay, any doubts, folks, till now? The basics of SQL.
No, sir.
Okay, thank you so much. And by the way, 3 people have not yet submitted the assignment. I'll just message their names. I would request you to submit the assignment, first assignment. Okay. Thank you so much.